Hey everyone, Journeyman here, and welcome back to the Puritans. Today is the final episode of the 2017-2018 season of the mighty Banbury United. So, it's been a very disappointing campaign by the end of it. We just haven't found our form. It's been very, very up and down, as you can see. Well, it's only up. It's just been pretty much down. Since the last episode, which against Slough, we've just pretty much just been on terrible form. Drawn 3, lost 5, won 0 games. We haven't won a game since mid-February, and we're now approaching mid-May. So yeah, it's just been very, very bad, very, very poor, unfortunately. And honestly, I've got nothing to complain about really, because we signed some really nice players. And I think maybe it's this time, maybe it's got to gel a little bit. I think that's going to be key. But honest, going forward, we signed a new deal for next season. We're gonna have to try and kind of rebuild, maybe a new formation. Be nice to start over in the summer and go into the next season with a little more hope and determination. So since the last episode, we signed a couple players. George Corp came in, very solid backup midfielder. Then assigned 2 goalkeepers. First was Callum Yakovlev, signed him on a free transfer from Hales Owen. Then most recently we signed Will Britt, the former Southampton and Gibraltar international goalkeeper, on free transfers. And Will Britt is actually a superb goalkeeper. We're happy to have him on board. We have him for next season as well. He's on a part-time contract deal. So going into today's game, this is the final game of the season. We're still sticking with the 4-5-1 formation for now, because I think going forward, that's going to be a really decent formation to use. I just have to work out and tweak the tactic a little bit, just to try and get the most out of it. Alright, so going into the game up against Tiverton, it's the final game of the season, as I mentioned. They are 20th in the table. I would love to finish the season with a win, but the form of the guys right now, I'm not quite sure if that's doable. But anyway, we'll give it our best shots. So in goal today, it'll be Will Britt. Right back, Charlie Horton. Centre halves, it's going to be Josh Williams and Brad Smith. At left back, we're going to go with Tom James. Right midfield, we're going to go for Luke Delaney. Centre midfielders, we're going to go for Kieran Wiltshire. Deep line playmakers, I mean Jack Finch. Born midfielder next to him is going to be Shabazz Amofi. Left midfielder is going to be Tom Winters. And then leading the line today, for the last time, is going to be Jimmy Rose. I'm not going to re-sign him unless, obviously, he comes to us on a very cheap deal. That'd be nice, wouldn't it? We'll have to see what happens in there. But if we get him on a freebie, I'll sign him, but it's unlikely he's going to willing to move to me anyway. So, all right, so going into the last game of the season, again, I want to try and get a win if possible. After this episode, we'll talk briefly about the future and what's going to happen over the summer, or at least what's going to happen plan-wise over the summer. But all right, so here we go. Let's just try and get a win. Honestly, if we get a win, I'm going to be... Well, if we get a win, I'm going to be ecstatic, to be honest with you. It's been so long since you won a game and played well. So, yep, here we go. Final game of the season. Let's kick it off with style. That was almost a very, very bad start. All right, the first real action in the first half was an injury, disappointingly, and that was Shabazz Amofi. He's going to have to come off for injury. I'll show how bad that injury is. Doesn't really matter. Come on. All right, so we're bringing on Dasani instead. He's kind of fell out the team recently, but I think going forward, he's still going to be a very, very, very important player for us in the future. So we'll play him in that ball-winning midfield role, previously occupied by Shabazz. All right, halftime is here and nothing has happened at all. For the second half, I'm actually going to go on to an attack instead of standard. I'm going to try and force the issue again. I want to trying to finish the season with a win. You know, that'll just something positive to finish the season with, because it's been kind of a crap show, to be honest with you. All right, 63 minutes on the clock. Here's Delaney. Going backwards, finds Wiltshire though. There's Jimmy Rose. Jimmy Rose to Delaney. Gets out wide. Good cross in. Doesn't go anywhere. Dasani puts it back in. Winters can't get hold of the loose ball. But here's Finch now. Finds James. Hits it long looking for Rose. But he's got Delaney. There he is. Delaney off the outside of the post. Damn it. Luke Delaney looks a pretty promising player, to be honest with you. And I think when he gets accustomed fully to the tactics and works out chemistry and relationships with the other players, I think he's going to be a very, very good signing. Here's Will Britt looking long for Jimmy Rose. Can't find him, but there's Delaney picking up the loose ball again, looking for the one of Kieran Wiltshire, who gets to the byline, puts it in. There's Winters at the back post. Off the crossbar. Unlucky. So going to attack has actually helped us in the second half. We're starting to create a few more chances now. I'm going to bring off Jimmy Rose, bring on Johnny Wafulu instead, who's definitely the future of the team. Here's Dasani, puts it in. Can't find anyone. Knowles hits it long for McAvoy Johnson. If anyone's familiar with my Journeyman's Journey save, you'll recognize him. There's Winters. It's a Finch looking. Oh, that's an error there. Wafulu's throwing goal, then he scores. Gets in there. Johnny Wafulu makes it 1-0 to the Puritans. Finch with the Finch with the assist. Poor defending there from the Tiverton left back. But decent finish there from Wafulu. Poacher's finish there. Alright, 79 minutes on the clock here. Dasani wins that in the air. There's Delaney looking for Wiltshire. He's found him. Wiltshire's through on goal. Good save from the keeper. He's got the rebound. And he hits it off the Tiverton defender and he goes in the back of the net. It is 2-0 and it looks like it's going to be a game set match. We're going to finish the season finally with a victory. And hopefully that'll help us momentum-wise going into next season. We've got a bit of luck there. We haven't had luck in quite some time, so it's good to see us get a little bit back there with that own goal. Alright, 83 minutes left in on the clock. We're going to Russell Broadbrook. He's actually been pretty impressive. Scored himself a goal, a couple of assists. So he's looking really good player. He might get a start left midfield next season. We'll have to see who we can bring in. But Russell Broadbrook is definitely one of the players of the future of this team, without a doubt. Alright, so here's Finch looking for Wafulu, who's found him. Good cross. There's Broadbrook at the back post. Speaking of devil, hit the crossbar with a decent header there. Alright, so 30 seconds left of the 2017-2018 campaign here. And at least we'll be able to finish with a win, finishing 14th in the table right now. A little bit below expectations. Obviously, I wanted to finish single digits this year or push for the playoffs. And while we had a really good start, things just went poorly for us in the end of it. But at least we can go into the preseason now with a win underneath our belts and look forward to things. So, yeah, good performance. Happy we finished there. And so, yeah, going into off season, talk about squad retention real quick. A lot of players' contracts are running out. Jimmy Rose obviously returning to his parent club. Nuno Felix, his contract's up. I'm not going to renew it. He wants £200 a week. I'm not going to pay that for him. Tom James, he's also gone £100 a week. He's been poor. Lots and lots of errors through mistakes from him. McDonald's gone as well. And then Tom Winters, this is something a little bit I'm undecided on. I would like to bring him back if possible because he is a team leader out there alongside Finchy. So I would like to bring him back, and his performances have been pretty good too. 7 goals, 9 assists. Top goal scorer this season, Jimmy Rose, of course, 25 goals. He was superb in the first half of the campaign, but really struggled in the second. Then we have Mirza Sedic, got himself 11 goals, 5 assists to his name. He will likely be out of the team as well. I'm actually probably going to release a lot of these players. George Nash will be gone as well. He got 7 goals, 8 assists, had a really good start to the campaign, but doesn't really fit the current system I'm in, and honestly, he's been kind of a pain behind the scenes as well. Going forward, Finchy had an okay season. 4 goals, 2 assists. Expect more from him for next year. Jonathan Wafulu obviously got himself a goal today. 3 goals in 10 appearances. I expect a much higher rate of return next year. McDonagh, we would talk about him leaving. Dasane, used primarily as a bench player this season. 13 starts, 25 coming off the bench. But he's a very promising player. 5 assists to his name. He's only 16 years old. 6'3". He's definitely developing into a really, really nice piece for us. Hopefully we can keep him happy. And then Luke Delaney, as I mentioned, could be a key player for us next season. He's got tons and tons of potential and a lot of ability. Shabazz Amofi, he was a little bit poor. Expecting more from him. Hopefully we'll get a bit better in the summer. Also, Broadbrook had a really nice end of the campaign since joining us from the youth team. Looking forward to seeing how he develops. And then apart from that, Charlie Horton, he actually signed a non-contract deal, kind of vacating his £250 a week deal, which he was on. So that gives us a little bit more money to spend. Speaking of money-wise, we're not looking that good, to be honest, finance-wise. We're going to fix that. But I think as soon as we're releasing some of these players, it's going to free up a lot more for wage budget and transfer budget, etc. So we can try and make the most of things. So there you have it. That completes the first campaign in charge of the Puritans. Obviously going forward for next season, I want to be able to push up mid-upper table, perhaps even make it into playoffs if possible. It's a long shot, but it's going to be important for me to try and focus on working out a system that works for us and sticking with it, making tweaks, things like that. Actually becoming a real manager for this team, because I slacked off a little bit in the middle of the season thinking, this is easy. This shouldn't be a problem. We should be able to keep up full momentum. But honestly, ever since we were 10th in the table, it's just been, as you can see, it's just been mediocrity, essentially, not winning enough games, not conceding far too many goals. It's just been a poor start second half of the campaign. So I'm hoping we can correct it. Yeah, if we don't, then I could be out of a job real soon. But thank you guys so much for watching the first season in charge of the Puritans. See if you guys have a favourite moment of the season. Let me know in the comments below. If you want to see more videos by me in the future, please hit subscribe to notifications on. I'll try and get the next season up and running as soon as possible. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this one, and I'll see you guys in the next part. Goodbye, everyone. Goodbye.